Welcome to Poundland to Paradise, your monthly guide to all things Walsall FC. Boys, it's happened. He's gone. I'm Craig, he's Joe. It's a new era. Let's get into March 2026 for the Sadlers. Alright then, first things first, to everyone who was in my replies the other week that said I wanted us to lose games just to celebrate Sadler getting sacked. You're right! And what? Ding dong, he's gone!
He gone.
Your thoughts, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a bit too late, to be honest. But yeah, I'm loving the Byfield era so far, so yeah, I cannot complain. Going forward, but yeah, it should have happened earlier, really, as we know. But as many little excited happy clappers would not with their stats, you know what I mean?
Most win percentage is incredible.
The win percentage.
Yeah, people were throwing that win percentage thing around. They were actually trying to, like, in a way, through that, say that he was like better than Graydon or better than Dean Smith or whatever you like. Yeah. I mean, the Dean Smith one is obviously mental, but even to say better than Graydon is, you need to be banned from the ground. I think for thinking that's insane.
It's just insane. Yeah,
he was there for longer. He competed in the championship for fucking half of his reign. Yeah, of course, he had a lower win percentage.
Yeah.
And League One and the Championship the whole time. We're in League Two.
Yeah.
Just
we're
come
in League
on,
Two. Yeah, we should be winning more. Win percentage is.
We all know.
It's just a small
Sadler
statistic.
was a terrorist. He's been gone out of the club, which is good. Yeah. Next step should be an arrest and in jail. So that
the International Criminal Court are after Sadler for crimes against Walsall FC. So
yeah.
He's on the run now, apparently.
No remorse. He's gone, baby.
He gone. He long gone.
You want us to look to stay on this fan base. I wanted us to lose what I did. I was so happy every single time. Okay?
Oh,
now he's gone. We can go back to loving the wins again.
Let's go and actually play football.
Let's talk about some wins and some losses then. From March, we had 7 games. First 3. Matt Sadler was still in charge. We lost all those.
We lost all of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God, wow.
That's a shocker, isn't it?
That's a win percentage right there.
That's a good win percentage right
there. That is really good.
When it counts, it's some good wins.
Exactly, right at the end of the season when it really counts. Yeah. It's, he did well.
Well, it started off on the 3rd of March at Fleetwood at home, and we lost 1-0. And we actually played well, created chances. We deserved more, and we tried to play. This was when Sadler, like last season when he did the too little too late and just about had enough time to get us in the playoffs and then, went back to his usual terrorism at Wembley. This time it just ain't worked, him trying too little too late. Yeah. At least he did say to him, have a go, try and pass the ball to each other.
Yeah, I feel like in those last games he did actually switch the playing style and it was looking up a little bit, but ultimately it just wasn't enough.
But that's the
and it proves that he isn't enough, so it's just one of them.
It's like karma, like the fact that in the end he tried too little too late, and then when it happened, we actually were unlucky not to win some of these games, especially this one against Fleetwood. I actually felt like we were the better team.
Yeah,
but we lost 1-0, and then we had Notts County at home, who are obviously a good team in the playoff race as well. We had a good finish from Presley. But then Norburn scored a worldie for them, and then it was last-minute heartbreak when they scored a header at the back post in the last minute. But again, played quite well, and not the right result, I think, 2-1.
Yeah.
But again, you can't just say to them, play like bums all season and then try and be football players, and then just boom. It's not going to go overnight.
Exactly.
And sadly for Sadler, it seems like the games when he's tried, they've learned in time for Byfield to come in, and now they actually can do it because they've had enough time to try it.
Yeah, you're right.
But in his games, they were still trying to sort of get used to the idea of being a football team, and so it was a 2-1 loss.
Instead of just standing at the back and just hoping.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big change, isn't it?
It is a big change, yeah. What they've been told to play all season against their natural, footballing instincts, yeah.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
mental. You can see the instinct kick in as well in those last games. Like you could see, like they were getting desperate, and they were like, "Oh shit, we actually need to play here." And but still, the defensive, the defensive dawn of Matt Sadler just couldn't let it happen.
The formation was still the same, so they were trying, but they did their best. But ultimately, it all come to an end on the 10th of March away at Salford again. Team in the playoff, huge game, and it was a 1-0 loss. Goal from Barini. And that was Sadler's final game in charge, so he ended with 3 straight losses. Yeah. And that was the end of that. But again, them 3 games, ironically, was some of the better performances under him. We've won plenty of games playing much worse than we did against Fleetwood and Notts County, I think. Salford less so, but I'd say so. Went out with a whimper, and then he was gone, baby. And then Byfield came in, first of all, in just, caretaker. We don't know if it's going to be 1 game, 2, whatever. And then the first game goes away to Crewe, the team who we try to leapfrog in the playoffs. 3-0 win. Adoma starts, plays all 90, scores a brace. Presley scores, and the Byfield era is off with a bang.
Amazing. What a game. That was such a great game. The amount of heartbreak we've had to go into Crewe away in the last seasons. And going there to get a clean sheet and 3 goals. And Adoma doing 90 minutes, that's unheard of in this system the Sadler system that we've been suffering for a while. It's just, what a great sight. What a great sight.
Normally you're waiting for the Moonflake Mafia, the junior mafia to come over to that corner flag, all 500
puffing their chests out,
going mental. And it didn't happen not once in that game. It didn't happen. Because they got absolutely schooled by the boys.
Handies, man. Yeah. It was great.
Then we came back home on the 17th to face Cambridge, again, playoff team. I mean, I said it before last month that, God, this month's going to be make or break. I mean, some of these games are mental.
It really is, yeah.
So that's the 4th in a row against a playoff team.
Yep.
And we get a 0-0 draw. Not a bad point against a top side. And again, decent football.
Yeah. Brilliant football against probably one of the best footballing sides in this league, definitely. Top 3, I'd say, definitely. 100%. We can't complain with that at all.
No.
Played well.
Just couldn't quite get the goal. But we played well.
Bennett was class.
2 good teams.
Bennett was class.
And Bennett was good. Yeah, I mean, really there was good. Obviously, there was a few sort of booers from our section, which is to be expected. But I think obviously I'm not one of them who's going to cry about. Fans can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can do what they want.
Boo whoever you want.
Boo, clap, whatever. Yeah.
But from my own personal take, I don't just boo everyone who's ever stepped foot in our show. That's just. Yeah. It don't make any sense, you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
What about if you play for us for 10 years and you're class, you know what I mean? Like a legend.
And then leaves, comes back the next week and it was boo.
I get booing someone if they leave and then they come back and score and they're happy, they're getting in our face.
Start giving it the fans.
Like Cook, for example. That's what Cook's so despised. He is a piece of shit.
Or if they leave us, to... You know what I mean?
Leave us in the lurch.
Exactly,
Or Gordon going to Port Vale, I could understand that.
Yes.
Booing him, you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
But in the case of Bennett, it's he came on loan for 6 months, did brilliantly and got recalled. It's what do you want him to do?
Yeah, it's not like he chose.
He betrayed us or whatever.
He came and did a brilliant job and we wish he would have stayed.
But at the same time, I get it, the whole, you just boo enough to try and put him off the game, whatever, fine. I don't care, I'm not all precious about it, but at the same time...
Definitely not.
I think he's a good lad, a good player. I mean, I wish he played for us. And he looked good again as always. But we kept him quiet enough and we got a really solid point there. Then we had another really tricky game at home to Newport on the 21st of March because they are right in that relegation scrap, which is just as tasty as the playoff one. There's 4 teams that are all really close to each other. And even more so at this point in time when this game happened. So Newport were, giving it everything. And they're doing well under Fuchs. They're playing some decent football. They're improved.
Yeah.
And obviously they're scrapping for everything. But we came back in the second half, an equaliser from Carnew, and then in the 97th minute, so the very last second of the game,
the last kick,
we saw maybe one of the best goals, probably for sure one of the best goals we've ever seen at the Vesco, right?
Definitely, yeah. Just erupted, man. That was a moment. That was a brilliant moment. Yeah. That's just
Pattinson with an absolute worldly rocket,
and he so deserved that after the shift he put in on the whole game. It couldn't have fell to a better person, really. You know what I mean? And
he played
absolutely
so
buried it.
well.
How far was he out? He was very far out to strike it like
Gotta
that.
be like at least 25.
No deflection even.
Maybe
I don't
30.
think anyone touched it.
Nah, I
even,
think
like,
it was like a sort of half volley. It came, and just as it bounced, he just smacked it, and it just flew clean straight into the bottom corner.
Oh.
And I didn't really see it coming because we were down the bottom, obviously, like
we're trying to get to the car park,
praying for something, and just sort of on the edge of the door, ready that like if it whistle goes, we'll just get straight out.
Yeah.
And then.
It went in
but when it went in, I was like, I cannot believe it just went in.
Such joy, man. Like, this Byfield era, like, it's just pure joy
really
so far.
Crucial 3 points, to be honest, because without that, if we'd have only got a point, we'd now be 5 points off, and you probably wouldn't even really be talking about the playoffs, I think. So it just shows how crucial that goal is. It's the entire reason that we're in this playoff scrap, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Because 5 points with 6 games to go, I think you can forget it. So, unbelievably important goal from Pines.
And, Byfield's obviously, coming in clutch at this end bit, you know what I mean, of the season where I said Trevella, left it too late. Maybe they didn't, but either way, Byfield's stepping up, so, you can't complain at all.
I mean, we'll hope in the end that Trevella will get away with it, but probably if they'd got rid of Sadler at the end of Feb, you give Byfield them 3 games at the start of the month that we lose all 3.
And they weren't even that hard.
I reckon we're picking up a couple of points, if not 3, maybe from them 3 games. You'd think. I don't think it's 0 points from 3 games.
Well, Notts was so close, you know what I mean? They scored in the last minute, and
even with Sadler, we played all right. So I think without him. I mean, we'll come on to the whole Sadler business, but that whole thing about, Trevella haven't backed him and the squad's mid-table and all that, it's like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
The second he's out of the team, it's 4 games unbeaten, 8 points in 4.
Exactly.
Scoring goals, passing everyone off the park. Just come on, man. We told you it's a good squad. It's one of the, for sure, one of the top 7 squads in the league.
Definitely, 100%. It's got to be. 1,000%. Yeah.
Sadler
unquestionably a top 7.
Demoting them, you know what I mean? He's holding them back.
Holding them back fully.
But anyway, before we come on to that too much, final game of the month, 28th of March, Colchester away. A 1-1 draw. It was a decent performance. We got a goal from Burke. There was Hancock had a free kick and it rebounded, and then Burke got it at the back post.
Yeah.
Decent performance. Nice. Happy to still be unbeaten and get an away point. Should have won probably.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
we did dominate really.
We played well again though. Performance is key really.
Yeah.
At this point,
like you say, performance is key. Yeah, and one of the big things, I know, even if we're not going to go anywhere or do anything with this season, just stay in League 2, at least the football's getting better and it's something to turn up for and it's enjoyable to watch. You know what I mean? We're paying to watch football at the end of the day. So if we're coming to watch football, we want to enjoy that, you know what I mean? Win, lose, 100%. Draw, whatever. So yeah, can't complain really.
And that's something that Sadler had definitely lost sight of. It was all about results for him. And as we've said a gazillion times, and every pundit says, if that's the way you play, as soon as the results ain't there, it cannot be accepted. The fans can't. Unless you are one of these happy clappers that he's just that dumb that'll just go, yeah, but look at all the wins or whatever. It's like, if you're going to be this dull, this depressing, you've got to win, like, all the time.
Yeah, or draw all the time.
You know you cannot be losing
replace
3
the
in
losses
a row.
for draws.
You can't be going from top to 11th. You just can't do that.
If you're going to be so
allowed
negative.
if you're playing well, if you're playing football.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But to play so negatively and defensively and lose is just unacceptable, like you say. It's just...
Yeah. Fans are never going to go for that, are they? Come on. What do you expect? We're paying money for this. It's like these people seem to forget they think it's free. It's not free. You know what I mean? It costs a lot of money. We're in a cost of living crisis. People ain't got the money to be wasting on this stuff.
Yeah.
And
people
if
love
you
the
want
club.
us to turn up and pay all this money, you don't have to win. You just have to try and play football, the sport. Don't just kick the ball up the pitch and hide and just come on, man. No.
And just rely on Flint to maybe get a wonder header, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's
all you're hoping for.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's all right if you go up. But you can't just bottle it 2 years in a row and then I'm supposed to sit here and go, oh, but he's doing a great... No, come on, man.
Remember where we were.
I'm so scarred that we're still going on about this guy. Look, it's fine. I know. It's over.
Yeah. After this pod, we'll just forget that Sadler ever
we'll
existed.
have to make a pact never again to mention. Okay.
He shall not be named.
Exactly. We're not talking about Voldemort anymore. 7 games played, 4 at home, 3 away, 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses, 8 points from 21. So at the end of the last pod, I predicted 5 losses and 2 wins for 6 points. I thought we'd beat Fleetwood and Colchester and then lose the other 5. But probably I would have been close-ish to that. We ended up getting 2 points more than that, and I think that's because Byfield came in. If Byfield hadn't have come in, then I reckon probably we would have maybe... we'd have lost. I mean, it might have been even worse than the 6 points I predicted.
Could have been, yeah.
Because we didn't beat Fleetwood. And we didn't beat Colchester even with Byfield. So, I mean, Jesus. We might have ended up even worse. But
yeah, God. In
the end, I was a bit unoptimistic.
Would have been out of the top 10 and everything. Where are we sitting now? Sorry, is it 9th or 10th?
We are, let me think. So then we've got Crew, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are, is it 11th? Yeah, Barnet at 12th, and we're 11th, I think. And you could even consider Barnet in it, I think, because they're 3 points off.
Yeah, it is quite open still, isn't it?
It's amazing, really. I mean, for a neutral, it's so cool. There's 5 teams other than Crew trying to dislodge Crew.
So we're 11th, and we're on 61 points. Oldham 10th, 61 points. Chesterfield 9th, 62. Grimsby 8th, 62. Crew 7th, 63. Yeah, there's everything in it. For that 7th place, there's everything to play for.
But then few above us have got games in hand.
Including Barnet.
One of them have got 2 games in hand.
Oh, God, yeah. Grimsby have got 2 games in hand.
So it's tough. But that don't necessarily... Games in hand ain't guaranteed points, you know what I mean? There's nothing to worry. I still think we're well in it. We are well in this race.
100%.
And I think as a neutral, it's fascinating.
Yeah. And
as a Walsall fan, I just hope we can stay in it, you know, a long way.
I really hope so, yeah.
But we'll see. Anyway, player of the month. 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1. Patterson, yeah.
Nice. Let's go.
It's man, what a don.
Probably a bit of recency bias, but he was unplayable in the last 2 games. I mean, his unreal goal, insane energy, he can do it all. Sadler obviously left him out for ages because he's got technique and ability and he hates that.
He's
on the ball, the passing, the turns, the control, the unbelievable goal. And then, more importantly, the not just running around like a headless chicken and doing nothing, but winning the ball back all the time. He's so good at tackling.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a big thing about Sadler. We just wouldn't get any second balls, and we wouldn't. As soon as the ball was in, not with either team, it'd be like, of course it's going to the other team. We're not getting it.
Yeah,
of course we're not. We're going back to defend. Let's go straight back. Let's
turn
run back
on the ball,
chickens.
Run towards your own goal.
As soon as you haven't got it at your feet, run back towards your own goal.
And it's just... I mean, Pattinson encapsulates everything that's different under Byfield. The fact that we've got players up the pitch, we're battling for second balls. And then sometimes when he does make a mistake, like I remember one time in the Colchester game last time out, where he lost the ball sort of in the final third, and then they sort of break. And by the time they've got to the halfway line trying to come into our half, he's run all the way back and wins the ball off. And you're just thinking, this guy is unreal.
He's unreal, yeah. And what a signing. That's another thing that goes back to people saying that, Torella didn't back him and whatnot. Are you crazy?
He's too good for this level. That's why he's been in League One all season with Bradford. He shouldn't even be here.
He shouldn't be here. No, he definitely shouldn't be here. No. And that's the thing, that just shows that obviously we were backed. And obviously
half the time he couldn't get in the team under Big Matty.
Just insane. What is wrong with this? Oh, but anyway,
stop it. Stop talking about Big Matty.
We love Patterson. And he did amazing.
But Pato.
And Adoma as well.
Big Albie.
Yeah.
Close second, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Close second.
I mean, you could argue
did
even
so well.
But again, it's because the first half of the month was absolute trash. You can only really go on these last few games.
Literally,
The Byfield games to pick a player. So I reckon during that time, it's been, the Adoma and Pattinson show. They've both been unbelievable. I mean, look at Adoma as well. It's like... He needs to come on 70. He can't start a game. And when he does start a game, he better not try and get past anyone or do anything good. Jesus, what the fuck have you been watching your whole career, bro? This guy, he might be a little bit older, but technically, he's the best player on the pitch every time we play, including all the other teams.
Including the other teams, of course.
He's probably technically the best player in the league.
Yeah, I'd say so. Most
if you
decorated.
give him the ball
yeah.
and say, run past people, shoot, cross,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
better than everyone else. But the problem
Exactly.
is he never had a chance to do any of that.
No.
He just throw him on 75 and
Just throw him
say,
on.
hoof the ball up and hopefully he can get a flick on. And what
Yeah.
do you expect? Of course he looks shit.
Like in that first bit of the season, he was getting loads of those like, on the break, and then he's just there.
Yeah.
And like he runs on and then he scores with his obvious amazing talent, you know what I mean? So why was he only being played like that? It shows that he's obviously a great footballer and like he can basically do anything. It's just Sadler was only using him
yeah.
to just clinch a little, a little by chance kind of, let's hit him on the break,
Last minute goal.
Why don't we just create some football? Why don't we just play some football?
And they were brilliant, them finishes. He did a thing,
Of
right? I
course.
have to correct
He did.
myself. He never looked shit.
Oh, he never. No.
He always
Definitely
looks
not. We're not saying
great,
that.
but like Sadler,
The way he
like,
used him.
didn't allow him to be the same with Pattinson, the same with
Exactly.
everyone, really.
Yeah, same with everyone. 100%.
That's the thing that you can't really
100%.
shine. Kanu was able to shine just because
Yes. Yeah.
he had to be the one who pulled something out of nothing.
Mm,
That sort of ran dry now. The second half of the season, he's having a bit of trouble.
yeah.
Again,
You can't
speaking of
expect
booing,
that.
by the way, Jesus, man. Now that is something where some of our fans need to chill out.
Right.
Is the booing him and that when he don't, there's been
didn't
plenty of
even-
times where he's been selfish, he should have squared it and he shot or whatever and he missed all this stuff.
Yeah.
But come on, man, you can't be the guy who scores like 16 goals. The only reason we're in the position we are.
Yeah, top score.
You can be frustrated, you definitely can. I
Yeah.
think I'm glad he was dropped for Presley at the weekend. I think that's a good idea.
Mm,
But you can't boo this man.
yeah.
Like, good luck.
That's
He's
insane, yeah.
one of the. Come on, man. Let's get some perspective. And I'm not
Yeah.
exactly one of these anoraks who's like, nowadays they're just not happy. Like, I'm proper reactionary.
yeah.
But come on, man. Even I'm like, you
We
can't
love
be
to boo
booing
as
your
well.
top scorer. And that.
Yeah.
Of
Boo the
course, he's a
manager,
bit
boo the board,
selfish. He's
boo-
got
yeah.
that in his brain about like every time I get the ball, this is my only time to shoot. I'll
'Cause
never
he's
get the
been
ball again.
conditioned for that. Yeah, he's been conditioned ever since he came to Walsall. You're the golden boy that is only allowed to score.
And you'll
all
never
the
get
hopes
the
are
ball.
on you. All the hopes are on you to score. So you better score, you know what I mean? So he's like, I've got to score, you know
And
what
you
I mean?
might
Like,
get
and-
the ball twice a game when Matt flicks it on and you look at it on the end of it.
Yep.
Of course, you're going to be thinking, let me turn on the edge of the area and try and find the top corner. That's all
Yeah.
you've got.
Of course.
He needs to get used to it's like being a victim of abuse or whatever.
Mm,
Come into this new relationship, let me hold you.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Sadler's gone now. You're safe.
Yeah.
Under Byfield,
Yeah.
you're going to get plenty of chances and you'll have the ball like 20,
Well-
30 touches. You won't be just touching the ball twice a half.
You won't be relied on for
Relax.
every kind of scoring opportunity or like finishing opportunity, sorry. And and it just shows,
So
he's,
just give him a
played
chance, you know
way
what I mean? And even if he don't come good again, it's fine. Just bring him off the bench for the last few games. But he should be applauded for what he's done the first half of the season.
yeah.
In a situation where, not many
It's,
strikers could have scored that many goals, never seeing the ball.
Mm.
So, give him a break. But anyway,
Definitely.
Big
definitely.
Pato and Albie are the best.
Yeah.
Unky Albie. Anyway, let's do some news. BB dead. So anyway, whether or not BB's dead, that's not in the news for this. He might be dead, he might be alive.
Ding dong.
Epstein, it's all out there. But the main thing is,
We are getting shadow banned.
no, we don't mean it. BB's alive. We love
Sorry.
BB. He's alive. And Epstein is Epstein killed himself. All right, that's what happened. God.
We're sticking to the story.
Okay, it's a true story. All right. On March 11th, the day after a third loss in a row against Salford, Sadler was relieved of his duties. The end of an era.
Oh.
But we've already touched on that too much. March 18th,
Yeah.
next news. Darren Byfield given the job till the end of the season.
Nice.
Not
And we
just a
love to
couple of
see it.
caretaker games. He is now in the hot seat.
Yeah, and I know there was a lot of talk of like, who's going to be next? And, loads of the YouTubers and commentators for Walsall were going, throwing names out there and, who's going to come in? And yeah, I think this has happened for the best, He's a club legend. He's been at the club for years in the coaching role. And who's better to take over, really? And in the dying bits of the season, why would you throw a new manager in there just to have the fans cast instant judgment on a manager that's going to come in and expect like instant results? You know what I mean? With Byfield, there isn't that kind of expectation of like, he's a big name, he should be doing this, he should be doing that. You know what I mean? It's just like, Byfield's been here, it's club legend, let's get on with it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's been getting on with it in a very lovely fashion. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I couldn't be
4
happier.
games, all unbeaten, 2 wins, 2 draws. I think it's the perfect move by Travella. They couldn't have done it better because you're probably not going to get anyone good now for all the reasons you said.
No.
With the whole pressure of, needing to win basically every game for the rest of the season, you know what I mean? It's a bit, you'd rather come in as a proper manager in the summer and have your preseason and all that and attack it next year. So I think the way we look at it is it's perfect. You give Byfield he'd earned it after them 2 games. You give him the rest of the season. If he gets us in the playoffs, if we go to the final, if we win the final, I mean, these are all insane ifs. But if all of that happened, then for me, obviously, he gets the permanent job, obviously.
Yeah.
You can't get promoted and then not be kept on.
Of course.
But anything short of that, and then I think it's fair enough. It's not a slight on Byfield to say you've done a really good job, but we can't do another, what we did with Sadler. We really need a proper...
Yeah.
We need to attack the next season in a real way.
Yeah, we need a proven.
So then you bring in a proven bad boy. But in the meantime, Byfield's got a chance. It's not a golden chance. It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
But if he can, by some, pull off a really impressive, not a miracle, but an amazing little tenure to get us into the playoffs out of these 6 teams, and then if he can win the playoffs, then he's done it. But for me, if not, as long as the rest of this season goes well, say we just miss out on the playoffs or we lose in the semis or the final, whatever, I think for me, he can go with his head held high, and he said he's ready to take a first team job. For me, brilliant. I think he looks like he could be a very tidy League 2 manager for someone else. Yeah. Definitely National League at least, but I think League 2, 100%. Mid-table side, if I'm someone like, one of these teams that are just about, if they just avoid relegation, I'm thinking, and we want to try and do a bit better next year, I think Byfield would be a really good shout. Get him in at Barrow to work with Jack Earing and Josh Gordon.
Oh my God, yeah.
And who knows what could happen next.
He'd fit in there, lovely.
I hope not. I hope he, gets us in the playoffs. We all go to Wembley, we go up, and then for me, he's definitely the man for 31.
100%. Yeah,
and I really hope so. Because like you said, he's a club legend.
Oh, man.
What a player. Playoff final winner.
Yeah.
Great coach. I mean, since he's come in, that's another thing I've seen all over Twitter as well, is that people like, the Sadler lovers just can't seem to understand is it's not just about the performances and the results and that. The stuff he says in the interviews.
Oh, man, yeah.
The phrase I keep seeing all over Twitter is, he gets it.
Yeah, he really does. He really, really gets the club and the fans. And it's not even that he knows what to say. He's just being himself.
He wants to say these things.
Yeah,
he actually thinks so.
Yeah. He actually thinks what he's saying, and he actually, it's just natural. You can see how genuinely he is, and how, you know what I mean. Like he cares, and he's not too excuse kind of filled with kind of excuses and kind of like plastering over any kind of negative bits to his game. He's just like, yeah, I didn't do that right, so I'm going to correct it. And
he seems like one of us.
That's what we want. Yeah, exactly.
If one of us was managing.
Yeah.
He's not, because Sadler was, it's so, he's such a LinkedIn sort of cringe lord, you know what I mean? Just all them platitudes and that sort of
and
like
praising the other,
plastering over everything with all these fake little sort of jargon and that. And it's just, we want to hear a proper bloke who played the game. I know Sadler as well, but I mean, Byfield just seems like a guy who's just come off the training ground, loves being around the lads playing.
Yeah.
He loves the game.
He loves
and
the
then
club,
when he gets in the interview, he's like, yeah, the fans pay their money. They deserve us to try and entertain them and that. I mean, how hard is that?
Yeah,
and
exactly. How hard
Sadler,
is that? Sadler never said that once, I don't think.
It's always someone else's fault. It's always, we played well.
We played well. The other team, they're a great team. They're a great team.
Or, we just were unlucky or whatever. And always that thing about the fans just want too much and this and that.
Oh, God. That's just any manager to say that at any level is
Byfield
insane.
obviously knew when he came in, he was like, he ain't thick, you know what I mean? He knew we need to hear someone tell it like it is. Tell the truth. We pay good money. We want to see our team try. They don't always have to succeed, but we want to see them try.
Yeah.
And we love the feeling of scoring goals and getting out your seat. And
exactly.
It's a cliche, but you'd rather win 4-3 than 1-0, you know what I mean? I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And he just gets it, man. He's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Breath of fresh air, definitely. It's like a total role reversal. You know what I mean? Like he's like the opposite. It's
he's unreal.
It's just brilliant.
I mean, on BBC Sport, I've seen loads of interviews with the players. The Parlo by Lakin, among others, all saying the same thing about since he's come in. It's just amazing. We've got this new shape because now we're finally playing 4 at the back. It only took like 3 years.
Oh, God.
Playing 4 at the back.
Yeah.
Actually passing the ball to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Actually trying to, and they're all saying, oh, it's so fun. And we actually love it. And yet, they kind of, they can't say, because I'm sure they liked Sadler. Of course they did. They worked with him for years. That's fine. I'm sure he's a nice bloke, as everyone always says, whatever. We have our doubts about that, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a nice bloke to them. Maybe not to the fans. He doesn't give a shit about us, but I'm sure for the players he's sound.
Yeah.
But, like, they're all saying that they don't want to throw Sadler under the bus, but you can tell with what they're saying how happy they are now to play in this team.
Definitely.
To have a bit of freedom, to actually have a bit of, inspiration. And
exactly. I feel like Sadler was kind of more of a dictator of football rather than kind of like working with the players. He was more like, yeah, you lot, you play football, you're good, but do this. You have to do this, you know what I mean? As Byfield's like, you're all amazing players, so let's try this and, all the best. And it's like, he's more of he's working with them as opposed to being, I'm the king and you have to do exactly as I say, I'm Sadler. Mad ego as well, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think he seems like a massive
the whole nice
egotist.
guy thing and the whole like, it didn't come off a way publicly.
I'm sure he's lovely to the journos in the mix zone.
That's it, isn't it?
And giving the interviews to the BBC
where that comes from.
and to the Express and Star and stuff. I'm sure he's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you love him because he's giving you interviews whenever you want. He's nice to you and that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you a good person or a nice person.
And especially
when you talk about the people who pay you wages
and
criticise them for what it is to gratification, I don't think that's nice.
No, that's the opposite of nice. And it's just, he might be a nice guy, but he's definitely not a nice manager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was a dictator.
And very sort of prickly and unable to sort of accept.
Yeah.
I've never once heard him say in the 3 years that like,
I got this wrong.
I messed up there. I could have done this different.
He never said that any time. He was like that's what I'm saying. He's like a dictator. He'll never admit any fault because he's the figurehead. He's the supreme leader. He can't be wrong. I can't be wrong.
And obviously,
and
we've never been
mental,
on the training ground and
mental.
seen the two different things, right? So it's all speculation, but this is the way I imagine it went when you look at the language that they use and stuff.
Yeah.
With Sadler, I imagine that it's all about. I reckon he was good at being nice to them and making this like team spirit, this togetherness thing. We're all together and it's a fight. And it's that kind of mentality of if we all defend and we all stick together and work hard for each other and we're all mates, like we'll win. And with Byfield, it seems like it's a bit more, we are a team and that.
Yeah.
But you are an individual, skillful, talented player. You wouldn't be at this level if you weren't good at playing football. Go and have fun.
Yeah.
If you're Jamie Jealous, run past someone. Pass the ball down, put a little diag through for a Doma to cross it in. If you're a Doma, do some step over. Enjoy your football.
Yeah.
And I feel like the players are probably going, like I don't need to be like together and all. We already are together.
Yeah, we literally
like we are a team.
Together,
it's fine. Can I also be me though?
Yeah. And can I
express myself?
Yeah. Can I play how I've always like known to play and why I was brought into this club? You know what I mean? Like on my personal attributes. You know what I mean? Not just we're all together, so let's just defend and quash any kind of like individuality.
Yeah, again, like the dictator.
Dictator. Jesus, this analogy is coming together.
Whereas
amazing.
he is, he's coming in and he's saying like you can see the glint in his eye. And another thing, obviously, it's a bit simplistic, but it makes sense. Sadler was a centre back. Byfield was a striker.
There you go. Exactly.
Byfield remembers what it's like to be 9 years old and played in the cages and running past someone and dinking in the top corner.
Yeah.
He knows how that makes players feel. They want to play like that. Defenders love to defend, but with Sadler, it's like you all have to love to defend.
Yeah.
You can't love anything else because there's nothing else to do. And it's like, I'm sorry, but if I'm like Clark or I don't know, Jealous or Pattinson or one of these quality players, I'm thinking, oh man, this is depressing. Like, why am I only doing this?
Exactly. I feel like, and I don't know if many people have talked about it, but I don't think they wanted to play for Sadler at those end stages of his tenure. Yeah, I don't think they did. They really, I feel like their spirit was fully quashed, you know what I mean? And it's just, That was depressing, yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't think they wanted to get him sacked or anything like that, but I think their level of enthusiasm must have dropped off, and it's understandable.
100%. When you're getting that drilled into you and just excuses and, lads, this team you're going to play, they're amazing. They're amazing. Getting told how your opposition's so great and how you've got to defend against them. What the hell is that? You know what I mean?
I know, it's
that's
so
definitely how it went.
defeatist,
Yeah, defeatist, exactly. That is number one. Sadler's.
And it appeals to people like Flint because he's a defender.
Yeah, of course.
But everyone else, I just feel like it's just insulting to someone like Adoma, someone like Carnu, who obviously wants to go far in the game.
Yeah.
Pattinson. You're thinking, nah, I don't.
It's not going to work.
These players aren't better than me. I am a good player.
They need to believe, and like you say with Byfield, it's so. I didn't even think about how, through personal experience, Sadler's here, defender. He's always been at the back, making sure there's no goals going in. Yeah, that's great. But you've got to think about the goals that you're putting in. You know what I mean? And he just didn't have no insight into that. And Byfield, we've probably conceded the same amount of goals in the same amount of games as Sadler, but we're scoring again. You know what I mean? And he knows that. Like you say, he knows that feeling of
if anything fewer because we're on the front football.
Byfield's put the goals in his actual personal experience, and he's seen the fans go wild. You know what I mean?
We conceded 2
That's what they want. That's what they want. You know what I mean? They want to see goals, and it's pretty simple. Score goals, everyone's happy, and you win games.
It's an age-old, it's the age-old thing in football. It's always going to be that balance. Obviously, it's always going to be tricky between. You don't want to concede and you do want to score.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, you can't win promotion because you literally can't win games without scoring goals.
Yeah.
I think that has to be the priority. And then you do want to keep clean sheets, of course.
Yeah.
And there is that balance there. But I think if you go all out to be as long as we keep 46 clean sheets, you still won't go up.
Yeah, you still won't go up. Yeah,
You've got to score some goals.
Still only 46 points. Yeah,
where's your plan for that? You know what I mean? And
there wasn't one.
And you're asking a lot 100%. To assume that you're never going to, concede anything.
Maybe the whole idea of Byfield being second in charge was kind of he can bring that attack in. Sadler's obviously the head and he can be the defensive fucking dictator, and then Byfield can maybe squeeze some of his expertise in there to get us to score.
Though, isn't he?
But he's working with scraps. He's fighting against Sadler.
What are you teaching him? I mean, if you're working with Carnu, you're working on 20-yard world, isn't you?
Yeah,
that's basically the only chance he's ever going to get.
Yeah, and it's
or maybe the occasional ball
it's not feasible.
Humped in, for someone to try and head, and you're trying to work on headers with Jamil, and that's. It just ain't enough to...
Just don't work, yeah. It's just hopeful, really. Like we've said a billion times, Sadler was playing hopeful, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe you could say he was good in the defence, but really, no.
He's pretty average. Not at the end. I mean,
definitely not at the end.
It hasn't worked out, but the point is, I think we've given... To go on to the talking points, I think we've given a fairly balanced look at Sadler's tenure. They were high over the course of the pods we've done.
Yeah.
There's been highs and lows. Obviously, we did storm to the top of the league twice. First season for much longer than the second.
Yeah.
We have had the 2 worldy loanees in. I think one thing, I don't know whether he's any good at it because that's the thing, we don't know the ins and outs, but if he has a big part to play in recruitment, then he is really good at that.
Yeah,
I'll
100%.
give him credit for that. Or at the very
definitely.
least, he's very good at knowing who to send to scout and who knows what they're talking about. Because
that's true.
We can only assume he is at least somewhat involved in that process of recruitment. He can't be completely uninvolved, right?
Yeah,
surely.
Of course not. Sure.
So if he is involved, he's good at that.
Oh,
They've
definitely.
built 2 really good squads.
Yeah, he's
in
not.
The last 2 seasons.
I wouldn't even say he's a bad manager. He's just got so much to learn, and then. I don't know.
His main downfall is stubbornness. He has to learn.
Yeah. Ego stubborn.
Hopefully, I'm not going to sit here and say you should never get another job, whatever. I mean, I think definitely not League One. I think people linking him with Northampton and stuff, I think is insane. But
no.
I think if he got another job in League Two, if he just stops being stubborn, realizes that there is another way that works other than his way, learns from other people, and tries to just find that balance a bit more instead of 100%. On the defense, just try and get in the middle.
Yep.
Then he might be all right, but
I think he could be a great manager, but but like
overall,
it's too much to learn. For
the disappointment's been bigger than the highlights, I think.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, we gave him long enough, definitely.
Yeah,
considering we are a League One side, really. We need to be pushing to that, really. And he wasn't that man for us.
And all the successes that come over the time, they all come with caveats. See, that's the thing. It's like you can't not have any context. So people will just say, I mean, they were top of the league, like, that's good. Yeah, but you have to counter that with the fact that top of the league and then fall down and not even get in the automatics, even though you were 15 points clear.
Yeah.
Cannot forget that.
Cannot.
Second time around, top of the league, end up 11th. And trying to scrap into the playoffs. You can't just ignore the second part.
No.
You can't ignore, got us to Wembley. But then we had literally the worst game ever held at Wembley. I mean, it was. I wish I hadn't gone. That's how bad it was. So it wasn't even like I had the good one the day out. It was one of the most depressing days of my life.
No, man.
Genuinely.
The story that you tell me about.
If we lost 4-3,
I'm so glad
it would be totally different. You'd be sad you didn't go up, but like if you lost, the fact that it was so pathetic.
You
can't forget that context.
Definitely.
You can't say, "Oh, the win percentage is great." Every single time you say anything on Twitter to anyone who isn't a Walsall fan, what's the reply? Bottle the league, guys, bottle.
Yeah.
We have to live with that now for probably a decade till everyone forgets about it. That's his fault. Again, that context, you can't forget that. So overall, there were good times, but I think overall the bad massively outweighs the good.
Definitely, 100%.
And I think it's
100%.
a huge moment of celebration for him to be gone. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look back that fondly.
It doesn't mean we have to be like, oh, it was terrible and every moment was awful. It's just that, this is not where we're supposed to be, and it's obviously not worked. We've gave him long enough, haven't we? You know what I mean? It's not like we got him in for
way
6 months and been like, let's switch manager again. It's
over loyal, man.
This is what I was asking for, to be honest. Like before Sadler, even in the Flynn, and before that, I was like, we need to stop changing the managers every season. We need to stop doing this revolving door of managers. And I got what I was asking for, and probably what a lot of fans were asking for.
Absolutely, I think that was right.
We gave him time, and to be fair, it was right. It was right, but. The time now is the time. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a bit too late, if anything, but yeah.
Maybe slightly too late for what we want out of, of the season. But, and looking at the past season, obviously what we expect, which is obviously top 7 at least. So, maybe too late in that context, but, can't complain. Let's get on to a new era, man.
What's done is done. And now we can move on. It's been an unreal start from Byfield. We've already said that, we should keep him if we go up. If not, then I think it's fair enough to bring someone else in. Hopefully, we just want to talk a little bit about some of the other changes that Byfield's made. So, obviously, we've switched to the 4 at the back.
Yeah, love that.
And Carnu looks like he's starting to slightly turn a corner maybe after he got his goal the other week.
Yeah.
He's maybe not being forced to start all 90 minutes every game and having loads of pressure on him. He's kind of coming off the bench sometimes. So that's good. Adoma's completely reborn.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's, lost 5 years of his life in a good way, you know what I mean? It looks like he's 34.
He's gone backwards.
One thing I really like as well is that now we've switched to 2 at the back. Flint hasn't been starting, and I think that's good because he was good for the first half of the season, but then I think he's dropped off quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he can't play in a 2. He needs to be in the middle of a 3, I think.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't got the legs. But what's cool, though, is he's been coming on every second half, which is really interesting little thing from Byfield that you never really see that.
Yeah,
but a centre back coming on like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So what he's doing is he's going, you haven't quite got the legs to do a full 90 in a back 2, but you can come on 50 fresh and help us see out the game defensively while we still play our game and attack and be a threat from set piece and all that. And I think it's worked really well.
Yeah,
because we're winning games, we're getting results.
I think it really has. But like you say, like with that 3, like obviously it's great. Flint has done well in that 3, and like you say, he kind of shone in that 3. But it comes down again. All of the pressure was basically on him. He's like the commanding back 3, and that was working. It was definitely working the way he was commanding Weir and the other players around him. You could see him like
Farquharson. Sorry, not Cagway. He left us, didn't he? Farquharson.
And he was like, "Get there," and you could see him like doing really well, but. It just comes down to that same thing, just like Carnu was just being relied on as like, you're the only source of goals. Flint's the only source of, clearing the ball and defending
And especially when you're the massive guy defending.
And he's constantly defending as well.
That's
so he's
another thing. It must be a
He's
breath
gotta
of
be
fresh air
knackered,
for the
man.
defenders, because it must be nice to not have to be constantly switched on mentally, looking at every cross after cross after cross.
Yeah.
And they're passing the ball in front of your
And
back
soaking up all that pressure, just to, maybe we could get him on the break. Maybe, hopefully that, you know what I mean? That's just not going to work.
Again, like
Especially
everything in football, it's a balance, it's a yin and yang. If you just sit back all the time, people might think, oh, that's easy for a defender because you're sitting deep, you're all back there, you got safety in numbers.
But
that part makes sense, but you got to think about the endless pressure of the constant attacks. Whereas if
it's one slip up and you go all down,
if you're playing centre back for Barcelona and the ball's never in your half, that's sick. You don't have to worry about a thing. You don't do anything.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to get endless clean sheets and that. You know what I mean? Look, that's how you know Miles Roberts is a great keeper.
Oh,
because he gets a fair amount of clean sheets, even though he's having to make save after save.
Yeah.
Flint's having to clear the ball, headers and all that. Like you said, he must be knackered. So he's having a nice break. And to be fair, there was also a little bit of tiny bit of like personal bitterness as well, that I really didn't like that interview he gave a few months ago where when things started going to shit and he said that, it's not the system was brilliant, you know what I mean, we just need to play better, when he was defending Sadler.
Yeah.
I was a bit like, oh, no, it's not, bro. You need to not say that. Yeah. But at the same time, he was defending his manager. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, at the end of the day, he was just doing his job, really.
But, I don't like, in general, people clapping back at us. I mean, Farquharson, for example, he's a complete demon, if you ask me, and must never be allowed to play again. But anyway.
I never really rated him anyway, and he did come back into it a little bit, but nah.
Yeah, I'm happy to see him go. That's about it then for March. Let's have a look at April. So we've only got 6 games left, and 5 of them come in April. And then I think on the 2nd of May, will be the final game of the season away at Bromley, which is already sold out. I think 800 tickets.
Mad.
So that's a shame. But maybe if it goes down to the last game, we can all just invade Bromley, you know what I mean? Thousands of us.
Yeah, getting all
I'll bring
pubs.
the fire stick. And we can, I'll bring like a portable TV as well. We can watch it in a car boot outside the ground. And we'll just,
by a generator, yeah. in the club's
to be
car
fair,
park.
if their ground's so poxy, it might be able to like look over a fence or something.
Probably, get on a big hill and just...
That's a good point. We should see if anyone gonna go without a ticket, basically. If that's on the cards.
Do you know what? That'd be so cool.
Because I mean,
especially if
there was room,
fighting.
you'd think a few thousand would want. If it goes down to the last game of the season.
Yeah, if it goes down to the last game, surely, we'll just invade it.
So we might have to do something. But anyway, let's see then these fixtures. So, I mean, we've been saying it's crunch time for every month since September, but it really is crunch time now, baby.
It really, really is.
3rd of April. So that is tomorrow at the time of recording.
We
will obviously be there at home against Gillingham. These are Beach Boys who must be smashed.
Yeah, we must.
We love Big Dazza, and we're not going to get on his case if we don't quite make it. But you really would think and hope we really should smash these.
We really should put them to the sword. Just clean sheet, multiple goals. Yeah, get our GD up.
You really need to get a win there.
Yeah, we have to.
To keep ourselves in the race for sure.
If we're going for the race, we have to win this, and I think we can easily. Not easily, but I think we can. Definitely,
I think we got every
game.
chance. 6th of April, then we go away to Swindon, which is obviously a gigantic game for both. Swindon are trying to get into the top 3 into the autos. They've got their own, very similar to our thing. There's sort of like, I mean, Bromley are definitely up, but they haven't guaranteed won the league. MK are kind of, I think they're about 5 points behind, and they've got to play them.
I think they've got to play them, yeah.
So that Bromley game at the end of the season, that could all be on the line for Bromley for the title as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But in terms of the top 3, Bromley are definitely up, but then everyone else, there's like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, they're all 6th.
They're all fighting, yeah. There's 4 points between 2nd and 6th. So
for Swindon, that's going to be a gigantic game. And obviously it's going to be huge for us. So.
Oh, God.
The
and Swindon as well. God, I hate Swindon.
Yeah. If we need to go there and do to them what they did to us on final day before.
Oh, God.
And smack it up.
Yeah, man. We've got to.
Then on the 11th of April, we come back home against Cheltenham. Beach Boys must be slapped.
Again, another one that must be a must win. They're at 18th, Gillingham at 17th. Yeah, we've got to win these. We have to.
These two are must win, I think, to have any. I mean, really, you need to be winning probably 4 of these.
Yeah.
Which I think we will. We'll see, but I think we can.
Touch wood.
We can get these wins if we need to. If we rise to the occasion, we've got enough good players. But we have to beat Gillingham and Cheltenham, no doubt. Because Swindon's going to be a big game. And then the final 2 are also going to be gigantic for both teams. 18th, we go away to Barrow. So at the moment, obviously, they're deep in the relegation battle.
Yeah.
You have to think, though, there will be 3 more games that might... And they beat Bromley.
You know what I mean? So it's like, wow,
but
they're
they
really
might
fighting.
not be by then. So they might have either escaped or been condemned because a lot can happen in 3 games.
That is true, yeah.
And that's on the
Who
18th.
knows what can happen.
And then on the 25th, we'll come back home and play Harrogate. And it's the same situation as Barrow.
Yeah.
They could, and I do think there's a shout that they'll already be gone because they're, I think, now 4 points adrift.
They're rock bottom and they are 4 points adrift.
So
from staying up, yeah. So,
that's one of them that, with any luck, they'll have been relegated.
Yeah.
But if they haven't, then again, massive.
It's going to be very tough. But
So if we assume that the relegation race stays as exciting as it has been so far, just like the playoff one, then the Swindon, Barrow and Harrogate games are all going to be so hard with teams who are giving literally everything to win.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
means Gills and Cheltenham have to be beaten. They just have to. We have to get 6 points from them.
Them 2 that are on the beach, we have to beat them. Get those 6 points in the bag. And then the others, we just got to do our best. And, you can't really... Whatever happens, you kind of can't... As long as we play, you can't complain. Whatever happens.
As long as they try. I mean, even if we don't beat those 2 teams.
Yeah.
If they, what if we play really well, but we hit the bar and then miss a penalty? Like it's just
that's just
one of them things. But
we
can't have a limp sort of create nothing and just Sadler-esque time.
Yeah, exactly.
But under Big Dazza, I don't think we will.
No, I don't think so. Of course.
So
not.
anyway, let's make some predictions for April. There's 3 games at home, 2 away. It's either going to be ecstasy or misery, but I think we've got to be optimistic because there's no point really, thinking otherwise at this point. Because it really could go either way, to be honest. You look at these games and there's no way of calling it, I think. The only thing I would say is that there's the 2 beach teams and then there's the 3 games where, in theory, the teams are really going to care. What plays into our hands is that with the 2 relegation ones coming at the end, they might have sewed up their seasons by then.
Yeah.
Because there'll only be 3 points left to play after that. So they might have either secured their safety or gone down. And even if they haven't, even if they are battling for everything, you have to remember they're battling really hard, but they're actually not very
they're not good. Yeah,
which is why they
at
are
the
where
end
they
of
are.
the day, they're not good.
Swindon's situation's totally different because they're giving everything and they're brilliant and
they're a
probably
good
better
team.
than us.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's obviously much harder. With that in mind, I think we need at least 10 points from those available 15. And I'm going to predict that we'll get 13 from 15. I think we'll win 4 and draw away at Swindon.
Okay.
Because I've got to be optimistic. What's the point?
Yeah, let's be optimistic at this point in the season. And with what's happened, with Big Dazza, let's go.
Because anything could happen. It could be 15
not,
points, 0 points. There's all these games are very tricky to call, I think, at this stage of the season, really.
I'll go with 12.
But we've got momentum.
We've got a good momentum.
You think we'll lose at Swindon?
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't even want to say that, but yeah.
I mean, 12 would be good, though. If we win the other 4, we're well in the race, I think.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
These teams all around us, they ain't going to win every game. And I haven't seen the fixture, but I mean, some of them probably playing each other.
Yeah.
Crewe and Grimsby and that. There's going to be some overlap there.
Of course, yeah.
So,
I can't get into it right now.
If we get 4 wins from them 5 games, I mean, then we're really in with the shout.
Yeah.
So I really hope that we'll go away. The dream is to go to Bromley on the final day in the fight.
Everything to play for,
a point behind 7th place or in 7th, something like that. And for Bromley to already be champions.
Yeah. If they're
That's
champions,
the dream.
they can't be giving everything.
They'll definitely be promoted for sure.
Yeah,
but I don't want them to be like a point behind MK Dons who've leapfrogged them into first and now they're trying to win the title and it gives everything.
Yeah, we've got to get this title, you know what I mean?
I want them partying. I want the big champagne inflatables in the stand and that.
Yeah,
they're
all ready to go. Yeah. They know whatever happens today, we're going
they're
up
already
as
pissed,
champions.
like playing. They've already had champagne before the game starts. That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, 100%.
So
And if
optimistically, I'm going to
Walsall
hope
can
for
beat
that.
them, then be amazing, man. I'm praying. And then it's time for the playoffs.
I
my
hope
friend.
and think it'll go down to the last day. And then if you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Mad.
And as they always say, that team that has the momentum at the end of the season, especially with the new manager
Doncaster last
creeps in,
Mhm.
they're the ones who end up doing well in the playoffs usually. So,
Yeah, exactly.
or in Doncaster's case, going
Well,
up
they
as
actually
well.
clinched it. But yeah, I mean, like the
But
momentum.
making a late
momentum-wise,
surge,
yeah,
and like Bradford didn't get into the automatics, and it was Doncaster got into the playoffs the year before, I think,
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
late surge.
Mm,
So if we do the late surge and get 7th, we've got every chance. I mean, it won't be easy because there's going to be teams like Salford, Cambridge. I mean, this season it's really nice in there.
yeah,
Gotta say, as a
100%.
neutral, there's not really any driftwood in there. It's really good teams.
Yeah, exactly. It's so tough.
It will be tough, but you never know. And then
But
if
at
we go
least we
to
can-
Wembley, I vowed I would never go. I wouldn't go again and put myself through that. But that was
But
under
that
the
was
old
under
regime,
Sadler, exactly.
which is a good way of putting it.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we've been liberated after the revolution.
We've been liberated, so there's everything to play for, and we've got hope again. The people have hope. You know what I mean? The people they're reignited. Their spirits have been reignited.
believe.
So let's go. Power to
About them having a victory.
power to the fans. A
Well,
tasty
thanks for
victory.
listening to Poundland to Paradise. Like, comment, share, tell your mateys, get on it. You know, keep booing everyone, and
Win percentage.
Sadler
all
out.
that,
I'm
you
still
know.
Sadler out. I'll always be Sadler out.
Wherever he goes next, we'll be Sadler. Oh, no. Can't say that.
And if you want to quote tweet this and say, "I want this Sadler to lose this Sadler get relegated," it's true.
It's true. It's all true.
Hey Sadler. All right.
Oh,
Love
God.
you. Bye.